Hey, what's up guys, it's Mark here, Driver67. So let me walk you through what my car setup is. I'm not going to change anything until probably next year, but let me walk you through exactly what the changes I did, what its current status is right now, as in like the current mods on it. So here, let me show you guys around. Alright, so full walkthrough of all the mods I have. Here is the Enkei TS10 wheels. So it's 17 by 8, 40mm offset. So that's the wheels, and the tires right now, it is skinny for what it is. Next year I'll have a slightly wider tire, 225, but right now 215 40 R17. It is the Falken Zenith RT660 tires. Pretty good value for what it is there. Might overheat when you have like maybe 4 hot laps continuously without letting it cool. So yeah, just have to manage the temperature a little bit. I mean, nothing wrong, but it's just you lose performance. The lap times definitely is higher after lap 4 from what all my data is showing. So brakes here, I've got the club package. So this is the factory Brambos, and the brake pads I use the DTC 60 by Hawk. So I like that brake pad, actually modulates better. I tried the HP Plus initially, but modulation is a little bit tougher there. Anyways, DTC 60, I street drive this, and yeah, it's been working out really well. Actually, my rotors last longer than using HP Plus. Another thing I like about the DTC 60, good temperature, never fades at all, and I do drive it pretty hard, and also street driving it. So with the Hawk HP Plus, so this is basically the end of life of my brake pads and rotors right now. So right now you can see my rotors have one of those surface micro cracks there. Very, very common. If you bring a car to the racetrack there, the surface of the rotors will start cracking. You just don't want any big cracks that continuously join from the very edge to edge of the rotors right there. But anyways, with the Hawk HP Plus, this will happen after one of the brake pads is done. So every time you change the brake pad HP Plus, and you have to change the rotors. But DTC 60, when I changed the first brake pads, then the rotors were like still really good. So recycle, reuse, and yeah, just reuse that rotor. So this rotor is on its second brake pads, and this second brake pads is almost done already. So gotta change them all, change the fronts here pretty soon. Alright, for the engine bay here, I do as much weight reduction as I can here. So I removed the sound tube for the that goes to the cabin here. So lose a little bit of weight there, and have a smaller battery. I do winter drive, so I need the regular car battery. Can't really use lithium-ion battery. They don't do well in the cold there. Anyways, this battery here is the Group 151R. Similar battery to the Honda Fit, so same width, same height, and just the length is shorter, and of course it is lighter. So I have a wooden block at the front here just to block it from shifting, and I had maybe, I like to say 8 track days with this battery, and it's been well, didn't move at all, just stays where it's supposed to. So it's perfect little substitute there. And for track day there, I use a heavier grade of oil. I think the factory, you might be able to see on the oil cap there, yeah, the factory says 0W20, but you know what, going for a track, it's a good idea to have a slightly heavier oil. So I have the Pennzoil Ultra Platinum 5W30 for the track days. Oil filter, I use Mobile One. From the reviews, comparisons, Mobile One usually do better in terms of characteristics of what I'm looking for in the oil filter. So that'll work out pretty well. Brake fluid, I use the RT, I forgot what model, I think Type 200, that's the model. So RT brake fluid has no issues for me, works really well, and also pretty decent pricing. For the washer fluid reservoir, it is basically half. I have a line right here I drew, so it tells me like always have your washer fluid at this line or higher. Anything lower, and then when you corner hard, the dash will start to show washer fluid low, and that's really annoying when you're driving at the track, and then you focus on driving, and then you see what kind of error message showing up. It's just really distracting for those unnecessary error message. So yep, it is what it is here. That's the minimum, or the line I fill, or higher, to make sure that the warning doesn't come on. And during track days, I have a filter, air filter, just for it. It's basically a factory filter. The problem with Canada right now is, not sure you guys can see, it is smoky. So the current filter I have for street driving, which is on right now, and that filter is gonna get all the shitty everyday driving particles on it. And for the racetrack, I have that really clean filter, so I swap it during the racetrack days there, and ekes out a little bit more performance hopefully. I didn't forget to mention about the engine bay there. Actually, for tune, what I have is the Versatune 93 Octane tune on it. Works out pretty well. Definitely feel more power on the mid-range there, and I like it. Has been running great for maybe 4 track days. Actually, 4, maybe 5. About 4 or 5 track days since I installed it, and it's working well. So let's see. For sway bar, what I have is, let's see if the camera can focus further in. Actually, let's go here. There we go. For sway bar, I have the Flying Miata sway bar. Set it to maximum stiff right now. And for coilovers, I have the Bilstein. Might not be able to see it that well anymore. There we go. That's the best angle I can get when the car is on the ground. So the Bilstein B14 coilovers. It's pretty good. It definitely reduced the factory understeer quite a bit, and also the understeer is a lot more predictable. The factory one is pretty unpredictable. Like the factory is Bilstein, I think B6 or B8 series. It's yellow. It's probably the B8 series. But yeah, that's just doesn't work out well, even with the proper alignment. So I changed this, and I had the proper alignment. Alignment I have right now, it is what is it? -1.6 for camber. Actually on all sides, so all 4 wheels are -1.6. The limiting factor would be the front left for my car. Every car from my heard is different, but this is the maximum negative camber, and then every other wheels kind of have to follow what this one can do here. Front toe is 0, at the back it's positive in a little bit. I forgot what's the exact numbers, but back total toe it is slightly in. And I forgot to mention about alignment. The caster, of course, max positive at the fronts. During track days, see, this is something silly I do here. During track days, I have a lighter weight wiper that I use. So yeah, the factory wipers are actually a little bit heavy. So change it to those ones there, and yeah, definitely shed like a decent amount of weight there. Aerodynamic wise, I have nothing, no big wing, just the factory trunk lid spoiler. Actually, this one doesn't come with the trunk lid spoiler on it, so I just bought it from Mazda and pasted it on. I like something low profile, something not screamish, doesn't scream like a race car on the road there. Not sure if I mentioned, the Bilstein B14 have 20 millimeters height reduction. And for aerodynamics, I have the full Verus underbody package. So the diffuser, let's see, yeah, you guys can see a diffuser right there. And diffuser is adjusted properly, and that's the gap that shows up after it's properly adjusted. So full underbody coverage right there, so full flat panels, and rear reverse light housing delete. You might be wondering, why do you delete it? Well, look at what you can see from here. You can see the back wheels basically. Well, you can remove this fender liner right there, but I don't want to because there's wires to protect it from. So I'll just left it on there, but still there's a path for air to come on out here. From my testing, about 80 kilometers per hour, air will start to move out from this vent here. So rear wheels, any high pressure in the rear wheel wells there has a better chance for it to come out from this side there. And reverse light, I just have LED, really bright LED ones, and just stuck it on and tape it on to the side here. Kind of ghetto, but you know what? Race car, right? And still somewhat of a low profile appearance. Got the antenna deleted there for the track days. Less drag, aerodynamically speaking, and also weight reduction. I think the weight's not much actually. It's like less than 50 grams. And of course, got lots of junk in my trunk right now, but during track days, this is all cleared out. I removed the tire inflation kit, anyway, the holder as well. This is very easy to remove, just a few plastic clips on top here, and then one at the bottom, and then out it comes. Anyways, remove all the tools. The factory jack is located here, and just remove that too as well. Any unnecessary weight. And during track days, my fuel load is usually about 60% or lesser. The way the car is set up right now, it is all the bushings and everything is set up so it has about 60% fuel at the back, minus the driver, because I don't have enough weights to put in the driver's seat. Anyways, with the coilovers, all the bushings have been actually do 2 alignments. And then do 2, maybe 3 times for right height adjustments. Yeah, and then index the bushings 2 times as well. So you know, the coilovers, if you want to do it right, it just takes time. If you got the time, or if you got the money, just pay someone to do it there and make sure they do it right. But yeah, all the bushings are set up properly, and it's took me a lot of time, but it's worth it. All right, for the cabin here, of course you gotta remove all your floor mats when you go to the racetrack. More of the permanent weight reduction that I do to the car is, well, I hardly use the top anyway, so I remove the wind deflector right here. And if you guys are wondering how I mounted my camera, it's a hard top, so this metal piece right here, I have the adhesive mount for GoPro stuck on it, so I can just slide the camera in and clip it on, and away we go. And then right here where the radar detector is, I usually have my phone mounted here during track days that records telemetry from a OBD to Bluetooth dongle that's on this side here. So it streams all the data to my phone records it, and yeah, just combine the video and the phone telemetry data. And of course, during track days, the Mazda factory, what they did is, yeah, they have some stuff here for your hardtop, at least for the hardtop version. Anyways, some stuff here, some tools, just remove those. For my setup here, I have a fire extinguisher hidden right here. I think this is a 2-pounder only, but the seat's holding it back. So just slide the seat all the way back. It holds the fire extinguisher in place. And for the shift knob during track days, I have a lighter weight shift knob. Doesn't bother me. The shift feel for street driving and a lighter weight shift knob. If it's a shift knob that goes directly to transmission, lighter weight usually does not feel good. But on the track day, you know, it's fine for me. On the street, I change it back to the factory ones. Anyways, lightweight, reduce as much weight as possible. As you can tell, I'm yeah, fairly particular when it comes to weight reduction. If I can reduce it easily, I would do it. If it's too difficult, well, some things I have in mind is this one has the Bose subwoofer right behind the footwell here, where my feet is. Now I'm looking at removing that, but you know what? Everyday driving, I kind of enjoy a good, you know, decent sound system. And track days, you want to remove the cup holders. Oh, I almost forgot about this here. It's the exhaust. Goodwin Racing, SuperStreet. So I have the single tip one. It works okay. You gotta modify the single tip ones. You have to modify the diffuser to fit around it. So you have to bend the metal a little bit here just to make sure it doesn't rattle or anything. But yeah, SuperStreet exhaust also reduce a decent amount of weight from the back end there. Factory muffler is fairly heavy. But anyways, that's about it. That is my track setup. You guys might be wondering, the Hawk DTC60, isn't it loud for driving on the street? Actually, a lot better in comparison to the HP Plus. HP Plus is definitely loud on the street, but DTC60, well, it's supposed to be, well, I thought it's supposed to be louder on the street, but it's actually quieter. Very rarely do I hear it squeal. And yeah, just overall, it's a good experience. I think it's more expensive, but also I can use my rotors longer than using HP Plus. So overall, I think it balances itself up. It just gives you overall more performance on the track. But the cost of running it, practically, I think is approximately the same as the Hawk HP Plus when you compare all the consumables. Well guys, that's a quick rundown of my car setup here for street and track duties. Yeah, everyone's gonna be different, you know, and it's totally fine. But this is just my setup. You know, maybe inspired to do something similar to my setup, maybe not. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.